Hello, streamers. I'm Kristen,
And I'm Kristina.
and we are your hosts for Up Next.
We are actors and comedians, and we decided to put our binge watching to use.
Every other week, we'll highlight one genre, but 2 movies or TV shows, one old and one new.
Plus, every episode will let you know what's hot and what's not on the countless streaming services.
So sit on your couch and dent and grab some popcorn to find out what to watch tonight from yours truly.
The gals of Up Next.
Yay! I'm so sorry. I kept singing in that intro. That was probably so annoying.
It's okay.
I'm letting them gear up for our musical episode coming soon, coming in June. I'm so sorry.
I hope they're super excited.
Yeah, gear up for that episode. We'll obviously let you know more when the time comes, but just know that in a couple episodes, we're having a musical episode in honor of In the Heights, baby.
Yeah, and I'm sorry in advance.
Shut up. Kristina sings so good. How dare you?
No. Oh my god, if you went to school with me, you would know. I had this we had to do this like showcase and I could not remember these lyrics and I couldn't remember what I was supposed to do. So I would I had the prop of a pan, so I would just put the sheet music in a pan.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
just singing to the pan on stage.
I love that. Stop.
And I was like crying because I did not want to be up there singing.
Aw.
It was traumatic.
How dare you? Because your voice is beautiful, Kristina, so that's actually really rude.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's get this started. Kristen, what have you been watching recently?
I'm actually really excited to say that I have been watching Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah?
We've talked about it previously in one of our episodes because it was obviously on the top 10. And I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, what is this show? Why is it on the top 10? But watching it, it's literally the most perfect show for me. 3 reasons why. Number 1, episodes 20 minutes or less. Actually, way less than 20 minutes. They're ranging from like 10 minutes to like 15, 17 minutes. Perfect for me. Number 2, it gives me Black Mirror vibes, and I miss Black Mirror so much. So much. Black Mirror was one of my favorite shows, fun fact. And it gives me that same kind of vibe where, it's just like super futuristic, super like the concepts are really interesting and intricate. So I'm very into it. And third reason, Michael B. Jordan is in one of the episodes. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just really good.
Yeah, we know how much you love Michael B. Jordan.
I love me some Michael B. Jordan, baby. Okay. But it is really good. So I definitely suggest watching it, especially if you have a short attention span. You can watch one episode and it's 10 minutes and like there's no reason not to watch it. And it is very interesting to watch. So
I'll have to check it out.
it's
some more.
super cool. Like the cartoon style, it's all animated, but then there's like humans in some of them, but it's still a sense of animation with the humans, but it's all different styles of animation. I haven't looked too much into it, but I'm sure that there's a different animator for every episode is the vibe it's giving. So
Yeah, I like that.
love it. How about you, Kristina?
I've been watching a couple things. So, of course, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the end of season 15.
Wow.
I've had a really busy week, so I didn't make it through a season.
How many seasons are there?
I think there's 16 right now.
Oh.
And I think they're on their final season though, which is 17.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
Jesus. There's too
I
many.
know.
Okay. What else?
And I also watched Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder, the movie.
Yes.
It was so good.
I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it. But how did you like it?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. The speed of the movie went along very well. The FX for it, just like the creation of these like monsters, of these zombies, were so fantastic. Like nothing took me out of it at all.
That's good.
Yeah, and I love a zombie movie. And I tried watching MODOK.
Oh, did you like it? I've been wanting to
No.
watch that. Oh, you didn't?
I did not like it.
Hot take. How much did you watch?
I watched like 2 episodes, but I couldn't get into it. I know the creators of like Robot Chicken did it, but I'm not into like claymation sort of stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really try this because that's a really like beautiful art.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of it. Couldn't do it.
For the listeners, what streaming service did you watch it on?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu. That was also for me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
But it is like it's really hot right now. Like a lot of people love it and it's really trending, but I just couldn't get into it. But that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. I've been waiting for it to come out, and like it gives me like South Park vibes from the trailer. So does Is that all that you've been watching? Well, you tried to watch MODOK, obviously Grey's Anatomy, and Army of the Dead.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then our new movies that we're talking about today.
Which
Other
I'm
than that,
so
I've
excited.
had no time.
Yeah, no, actually 100% same. I haven't watched TV in a while, which sucks because it's part of our podcast, but we always make sure to watch, a little bit of everything that's coming out just to give you an honest truth. So, even if it's from 10 minutes of us watching, you'll get the vibe, okay?
Are we ready to get into our icebreaker questions?
I think so.
Woo!
So, obviously, you guys know already by the title, our genre of this week is horror, baby. A scary moment. And we've come up with some icebreaker questions that are pertaining to the genre.
So, my question to Kristen is, would you rather vote Republican or be haunted for the rest of your life?
That's a really interesting question. So I vote Republican in every single, what's it called? I was about to say every single trial, every single voting period
Yes, like everything.
for every single thing. Okay.
The little ones, the big ones.
Damn, primaries and
Mhm.
okay.
And
Okay.
for like your city, like,
Oh,
mayor,
even like
governor,
aldermans?
judges,
Damn.
aldermans, because that's what we have here in Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a really hard question because most people would say I'm going to just be Republican. But hot take, I've always wanted to be haunted. So I'm going to say I want to be haunted for the rest of my life. And after watching all the horror movies I've seen, that sounds really terrible, but it's a no-brainer for me. I've always wanted to be haunted. I'm sure once it starts, I'm going to hate my life and I'm going to be like, wow, I should have voted Republican, but I'm down. I'm down for the haunt. How about you?
I feel like if I voted Republican, I would just be haunted by my like emotions and my brain consciousness. So I'm just gonna go with haunted.
Wow. She said it better. That's very wow.
But I do know
Wow.
you've always wanted to be haunted, and
I
that's what I love
do.
about you.
I just want to be scared. Even though I don't know why I do, because every single haunted house I've been in, I pee myself. Literally never fails. So
Really? I love haunted houses. I'll walk through and be like, nope, didn't get me.
it's too much for
Nope.
me. I get so scared. I just love being immersed. Well, okay, so my question for you is you are a ghost, right? Right now, let's say in my
Mhm.
question, you're a ghost. You're a ghost for the rest of your ghost life. Where are you haunting? And you're staying there for literally eternity. Where are you staying? Where is it?
The farthest away from my family.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be stuck haunting them. I feel like I would be haunted. But no, I probably would go somewhere like nice and warm. Like
Okay.
I wouldn't be cold as a ghost, right?
Mhm.
Or like too hot. So I feel like I would probably be a ghost in the South because I could probably in my mind work on my tan.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'd be a happier ghost in the sunlight.
Aw.
Yeah.
So you'd be like a cute ghost. Like you'd literally just be like, "Hey guys," like,
No,
"Hey besties."
I feel like I would just like slightly move things out of place and just mess with people's minds rather than just like scare them and be like, where'd my shoes go? Why is it outside? I never put it outside.
There's definitely a ghost in my house then because I stay losing stuff.
I would do those things.
Or it's a dog. Can't tell.
What about you?
That is a very good question to ask me. Thank you, Kristen and Kristina. I would be okay. This sounds so stupid. It makes me sound like one of those people, but I think I would choose Disney.
Oh my God. Are you an adult Disney person?
Disney adult. No.
You know what I'm
I'm
talking about? Where
I
they're
know
like,
exactly who you're talking about.
no wonder why you and Michael are friends.
Oh, it's so bad. I think it would be really fun. Like I would know the ins and outs of Disney by the time I'm like really old in my ghost years. But also I can ride the rides every single day and like not get tired. But also there's new people every single day, so I can be haunting different people every day.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I'd choose Disney World.
Don't run
That's
into
so
Walt.
Oh my god. See? And then I get to see what's underground Disney. Wow. You see? There's a lot there. We don't
There
know.
is.
Well, I think you may know enough about us now, but if you don't, no fear because we'll be back at it next episode with some new questions.
Now let's get into what's hot.
What's hot?
Hey, it's JD from the Hyman Podcast. I created this podcast to have hard conversations. Conversations that make us human but are also wildly uncomfortable. Conversations that help give voice to the voiceless and to the marginalized. Now you can listen to the entire first season on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Consider this your personal invitation to join the conversation.
What's hot? I'll tell you. Mayor of Easttown on HBO Max and Apple TV.
And MODOK on Hulu. Some of you may think it's hot, Kristen, but I don't like it.
Panic on Amazon Prime. It's still a bunch of teens giving us Hunger Games fantasy for TikTokers, honestly. Will you watch? We're still on the fence.
Lucifer on Netflix. Who doesn't love a dysfunctional family?
Plan B on Hulu. Okay, I know damn well I'm gonna love this movie and I cannot wait to watch it. From the creators of Harold and Kumar, an awkward first sexual encounter leads to a quest to find some Plan B. A PSA to all women, just get some Plan B on Amazon for like $20, please.
Mythic Quest on Apple TV, and I will say this every single week, so you might as well just watch this masterpiece.
She loves it. Solos on Amazon Prime. We said it was either going to be a hit or a miss, and currently there's only 3 stars on Prime.
Yikes. Borat, An American Lockdown, and Debunking Borat on Prime. We're getting a bunch of new episode specials, and we get it. You either love him or you don't. Us? What do you think? We love him!
Yikes. Now that you're up to date with what's hot and not, let's get into our older pick of the week, which was released in 2004. Get ready, because this year was a little bit weird. President George Bush beats Democratic challenger John Kerry to gain a second term of office. Facebook is launched as a social networking site only open to students from Harvard in February by Mark Zuckerberg with his college roommates. It is expanded first to other colleges in the Boston area and other Ivy League colleges. And cut to now. Martha Stewart is convicted of a felony and sentenced to 5 months in prison. You remember that? The memes of her prison cell? Ken Jennings wins over $2.5 million in Jeopardy. And now is the host. First same-sex marriage performed in Massachusetts. And Janet Jackson's breast is briefly exposed by Justin Timberlake during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Justin, I do not forgive you. In sports, the Boston Red Sox win the World Series in baseball for the first time since 1918. The Patriots defeated the Panthers for the Super Bowl champ title. And the Detroit Pistons closed out the NBA Finals against the LA Lakers with 4-1 series win for their 3rd NBA championship. Tampa Bay Lightning defeat Calgary Flames 4-3 for the Stanley Cup.
Woo! And in the media, the highly controversial Fahrenheit 9/11 film opens in U.S. movie theaters. But there were also a whole bunch of awesome movies released this year, including, but not limited to, Shrek 2, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Spider-Man 2, The Incredibles, The Passion of the Christ, The Day After Tomorrow, Meet the Fockers, Troy, Shark Tale, Ocean's 12, $1 Million Baby, The Aviator, and The Grudge, which we will be talking about right now. This week we're talking about The Grudge. It runs for about 1 hour and 31 minutes.
And you can watch this on Amazon Prime.
It was directed by Takashi Shimizu.
And this film was written by Steven Susko and then Takashi Shimizu.
It is starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Takako Fuji, Jason Bear, and Clea Duvall.
And the budget for this film was $10 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
The original film is called Ju-on, and it was made in 2002, which you can also find on Amazon Prime.
And Amazon Prime describes this as an ancient supernatural spirit that wreaks murderous vengeance on anyone coming within the powerful grip of rage in this terrifying tale of horror. Wow.
A mouthful, but also a big movie to watch.
Absolutely.
It was your first time, correct?
It was, because I thought I had watched this before.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out I was thinking of The Ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely was on the edge of my seat for this one.
Yeah, and I mean, they are very similar in the way that they're both, Japanese-made films and adaptations based off of Japanese-based films. With that being said, I'm very curious how you felt about it.
You know, I actually really enjoyed it. I was definitely stressed out the whole time. We actually watched this movie together for the first time.
And it was good.
Yeah.
With that being said, I want to know how you like the movie.
Oh, I really liked it. I was definitely stressed out the whole time. You know, like hide my face, but I'm still looking at the same time, kind of stressed out. And I could not sit straight.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. And we got to watch this movie together for the first time. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Keep talking because I'm so stressed out. That being said, Kristen, and I know you've seen this a couple times, how would you describe this movie to someone like me who has never seen this film and you want them to watch it?
Yeah. So we watched the first scene and it's some guy and he throws himself off a balcony. Trigger warning. After I already said it. Great, Kristen. And then so we see that happen and then you're like, what the hell? Like we just started watching this film. And then it goes to the house and then we finally see the house for the first time. In that house, there is a woman who has dementia. She's very old and she's sitting on the bed and she's by herself. And like she's just in this house by herself. Like the house is a wreck. And she has to have care people come and get her. And the first care person comes and gets her, hears voices, and then goes to never investigate people. She goes to investigate where these voices are coming from, and then she opens up the attic and then immediately dies. So we've seen 2 people die already. And then Sarah Michelle Gellar comes in. She's a care assistant. She gets offered her first role her first job by herself because the person, Yoko, who was supposed to be there, didn't show up, but she did. She died. And then we just follow Sarah Michelle Gellar in this house, and then strange things keep happening. There's a little boy. Sarah Michelle Gellar talks to the little boy. Then we see the actual woman of the house who, this is actually a spoiler too, but we see the woman of the house who died and who is the little boy's mom. And then we just kind of like go through and watch people die because they step foot in the house. And yeah, it's just a lot of hauntings, a lot of jump scares, and Kristina can account for that. And I think that's it. Sarah Michelle Gellar, though, she's the only one who survives. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything that I left out?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That sounds pretty accurate to me.
Obviously, I mean, I'm a huge fan of horror. We've talked about this previously on the pod, but I guess are you a horror person?
Oh, absolutely. I love horror movies.
Did it scare you? I feel like obviously I watched it with you. I saw you jump a couple times.
Yeah. There was some that I was like, what? Why are you there? Don't do that.
Yeah. How did you feel about the main girl?
Oh, not Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No. The actual demon Kayako.
Kayako. She was scary as fuck. I really liked her. She did a really good job. What do you think?
I feel like, I guess, obviously she's amazing. I think between her and the boy, I'm more scared of the little boy in different circumstances. But she is also very creepy, and she reminds me so much of Samara from The Ring.
Yeah.
But I love her, Kayako, I mean, the girl in this one. Because the way she, like, moves and, like, goes down the stairs and just, like, is everywhere at the same time, she killed it. Honestly, she killed it in this movie.
She did a really good job. And the little boy was so scary, especially when the professor goes back and, like, thinks he's helping this little boy.
Oh, my God.
And then he kind of just, like, looks at Sarah Michelle Gellar. And the guy's like, what is she looking at, you know?
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he just opens his mouth and it's just, like, black. And I was like,
Ugh.
oh, my God, he's already dead.
He's dead!
For how long?
I guess this movie had a lot of good surprises. Like, you never knew who was dead and who was alive because they played it off really well until they like finally decided to show you, which I love.
Yeah, I had a hard time following it at first.
Yeah.
But then as I was like, just let it do its thing.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, okay, I got this now.
It's literally one of those movies. I would not suggest it to anyone who was like, those people who are like, who has that? What is happening now?
Yeah,
Why are they here?
Don't watch it with your mom.
Literally. Don't do it because that'll be just too stressful. It's a sit and watch and let things play out kind of movie.
Yeah, I'm still sorry. I spent the whole time just being like, "Oh my god, what's that? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
No, but that's like a normal reaction instead of being like, "Who are they?"
Yeah.
Huh?
When they were about to light up that house and she goes to try to leave and then the girl's face started coming out through the window or from the door. I was like, "Girl, what are you doing up there? Get down.
Get out.
You were just over there."
That is literally, yes. This is one of those movies where you just want to scream at the TV and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're being stupid right now.
And the one girl that did run away.
Yeah.
She still got taken.
She did.
Where'd she go?
That's really rude. Yeah, they didn't even show where she went.
Where'd she go?
Where is she now? Hello? Are you here? That's yeah.
She did everything right, too. She ran away.
Did.
She went to somebody.
She did.
Well-lit place. And then she locked her doors.
But then she opened them.
Because one of them pretended to be her brother.
Yes.
And then he was like, nah, bitch.
I forget if I said this before or now, but the movie, I love the play.
That's your favorite part?
The play? No, I love, no. I don't know what my favorite part is. Okay, no. My favorite part is, it's such a small part, but I just remember it from like childhood, is when Sarah Michelle Gellar is taking a shower and runs her fingers through her hair and then feels the other girl's hair and the other girl's hand. I think that's such like an iconic moment, and it's such a small scene, but it's like I'm still stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely checking for hands in my hair later.
What was your favorite scene or favorite part?
All right, so I had a couple of favorite parts, and my favorite part I think is like the series of events in the house when the detective brings the gas tanks to light the house on fire, because he's like, no, this ain't gonna happen anymore. I'm gonna set this thing on fire. And then he hears a noise, which it's a ghost house. Don't go.
Yeah.
And then he sees a little boy crying, drowning, and then he gets killed because of the stupid thing that he just did. He should just light it on fire.
Yep.
If there's someone in there, they're gonna get out. It's okay.
Yep.
And then the boyfriend goes because he thinks that she's there. So he goes, and then she follows him to the house, and it's just all these really bad, these people were so dumb.
Yeah.
I really like those scenes, though, because I was just, like, on the edge of my seat, like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And then it gets really creepy really fast.
Yeah.
So I like those series of unfortunate events, basically.
Yeah. I also was like, this movie makes you scream, obviously, makes you scream at the TV because you're like, get out of there, what are you doing? But because this house is so smart and whoever they kill, they can still use the body and be like, hey, it's me, even though they're dead. I just love that you can't tell if someone's dead or alive. And it's just so fun.
And speaking of that, my second part is when the first care lady shows back up at
Yoko.
At the center.
Yes.
And the guy comes down and he's like, Yoko? And then she's just like staggering along, bleeding. And then she turns around. Half of her face is missing. And we saw it earlier in the attic. Mm-hmm. And we're like, is that a jaw?
They played the piece of meat, human flesh, for 2 seconds. Like, honestly, probably not even 2 seconds. That's too long. It was for like 0.6 milliseconds. And we were like, what is that? And Kristina's like, it's a jaw. And I was like, yeah, it looked like teeth. And then we finally got to see. They always show the missing parts. Mm-hmm. And they did show it, that it was Yoko's jaw. Which is random. Why her? Why her jaw?
Because I think they wanted to do a callback to like, hey, remember this person's still missing? Mm-hmm. And we're going to show you in a little bit where she is or what happened to her.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And homie got her from the ceiling, so I'm sure that was the closest thing to get was her face. So, and I probably knew it was a jaw because all that Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, Kristina's still watching Grey's Anatomy. I love this film. I chose this, surprise. But that's because earlier in quarantine, and I talked about this in a previous episode, that I really wanted to watch The Grudge, and it finally came on the streaming services. So thank you, but months too late. And so when I was looking to watch The Grudge, I remembered that The Grudge is a remake. So I did end up watching Ju-on earlier in the pandemic, just to watch it because I really wanted to watch The Grudge. And it's pretty much the same thing. The Grudge is an American remake of Ju-on, and it's literally almost identical because it's a remake. And I wanted to say, fun fact, The Grudge would have never been made if The Ring wasn't made, because since The Ring had so much success, then the people who wanted to remake The Grudge finally said, okay, it has the green light to be produced, because The Ring demolished, the horror industry. And that's how we started getting these cool ass movies. Like a lot of movies that stem from Japanese mythologies and urban legends. And that's how all of this started to come up. And now look at us. Parasite just won. Like,
oh
look
my
at us.
God.
We're doing great.
Parasite, amazing film.
Incredible.
Like the cinematography, the lighting, the story plot, the writing.
Mm-hmm.
So smart.
Yeah.
They won that for a reason. Anyway.
Speaking of mythology, yes. It was based off of, the movie itself is obviously stemmed from urban legends, Japanese mythologies.
Like folklore. All that. The boogeyman, those kind of things.
Yeah. And this one was based off of the word onyo, and that means a vengeful ghost or a wronged spirit. In this case, our homegirl Kayako was the onyo. She's a spirit wronged. She's a wronged spirit. And yeah, it's really interesting. There's a lot of urban legends based on in this film. So if you Google it, you can find some nice fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a good rabbit hole to get down and sucked into. And, like, the story writing was actually really good. Like, I never felt, like, taken out of the film for a second.
Nope.
Because the writing was bad. Yeah, it was solid all the way through, I feel. Like, especially from a horror standpoint, because it's so easy to get cheesy. It's so easy to get cheesy. Hey. That's a good line.
You said hashtag it's so easy to get cheesy.
Yeah.
But it is true. I 100% agree. I think watching the film, especially since it's made in 2004, which isn't that long ago.
No, it's 2002.
Yeah, Ju-on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like
Ju-on was, yeah.
The remake, especially since it's made not that long ago, but long enough to like be completely different to our horror films today, this still holds up. Kristina was saying that during the movie. She was like, this actually still slaps.
Yeah, like even the like FX and just like the camera, like the focus and everything, like everything looked pretty like well done, and like it held up really well.
Yeah.
And I was like, when was this made again?
Like, this looks like a 2021 film, which they did remake The Grudge again in 2020. So we're still on this Kayako franchise. But the director, Takashi Shimizu, was not involved at all with the 2020 remake.
Was it good? You watched it, right?
I did not watch it.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't like when people remake really good movies.
Yeah, it's
like
dumb.
The Grudge is one of my favorite movies, obviously based off of Ju-on, but it wanted to be Americanized, and it still worked. It's like they're trying to do that right now to Train to Busan. They're trying to make an American Train to Busan.
I haven't seen that. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we'll watch it.
We're going to watch it, you guys. We're gonna have to watch it together. It's zombie. It's a zombie movie.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to do an apocalyptic.
We're gonna have to
episode,
because that's one of the movies where you like cry, laugh, everything in between. So
I love a zombie movie.
I just stand all the originals. All the originals are so good.
Yeah, like original foreign
The
films.
foreign films, thank you.
And like when people, I think somebody talked about like how they were going to remake Parasite, but American version. I'm like, no. Like, let it be.
Yep.
Let it be. Like, we don't have to take everything from everyone.
No.
Come on.
So annoying.
How American.
How American. But it sounds right. I mean,
Jeez.
look at us. We're just stealers. Just kidding.
I mean,
they're getting credit, but still. Barely. I mean, the 2020 Grudge didn't have Takashi, so what is that? It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine. But everyone in this film did really great. Sarah Michelle Gellar was played as Karen. Originally, it was going to be Selma Blair.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I think it worked with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, absolutely.
And Takako Fuji was amazing. She played Kayako.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a ballet dancer, so all of her stunts was accurate.
Of course she is.
Yeah, that's why she's so effortless and crazy.
Good at going down the stairs, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was very visually stunning.
With a little dancey dance.
Do my little dancey dance. But overall, I think the film was incredible. I love The Grudge, and it is very biased with me.
Do you remember the first time you watched it? Or like how old you are? Like 2004.
2004. I was 9 in 2004. And I don't think I watched it then. I probably watched it like the year later. I do remember always walking around doing the do it for me. Yes. I did that a lot, and that's like pretty much the only thing I really remember from watching it the first time.
I don't know how old I was. How old was I in 2004?
Like 11?
I just remember my mom saying I couldn't watch it. But I'm like, but I watched all the Resident Evil movies. So, and now watching it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I would totally not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't have slept.
It was
ever.
Very scary. And that's why I think like I loved it. And I haven't watched it in a while, which is why I was really wanting to watch it. Because as a kid, it was the thing that scared me.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching all the corners of my apartment tonight before I sleep.
She said hair?
With all the lights on.
It's really good. I love it. I can say it 20 more times.
Well, so, I mean, if you're done.
Yeah.
Are you done?
I'm ready to rate.
Yeah? You ready to rate?
Yeah.
What are you going to give it?
Like a 9.7.
Almost a 10.
10s are very hard to come by on me.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. I mean, like 8.5.
Okay.
I really liked it. I really, really liked it. Man, every time I say certain words now, I can hear the and it's like freaking me out. It's my own voice, man.
It's so good.
But I'm going to do 8.5.
That's a solid score.
Yeah. I mean, I really did enjoy it.
Good.
All right.
Now watch Ju-on. Also watch The Grudge. Also, just watch every foreign film and not the American one.
Yes.
But also watch The Grudge. Bye.
Sleep well.
You've heard all we have to say about The Grudge, so let's get over to what's trending on the hottest subscription services.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Aaron Shipe, co-host of the Tim and Shipe Show. We're part of the Press Play Podcast Network, and we love talking college football. We talk everything from Florida Gators to the Ohio State Buckeyes. If you like college football, check us out. Thanks.
First up, we have Netflix's Top 10, which we all know changes faster than my attitude when I walk into work.
Coming in at number 10, we have Who Killed Sarah? Honestly, who did it? We have no idea.
No idea.
Fess up.
Number 9, Mitchells and the Machines. Yeah, it's that good.
Coming in at number 8, Coco Melon. I know you guessed it. And yes, it did move up in the list.
Number 7, The Kaminsky Method. And these are my favorite old people, for real.
Coming in at number 6, Ragnarok. Sheesh.
Number 5, Army of the Dead. I love this one too. Please watch this.
At number 4, Blue Miracle. We love an underdog. Watch it.
Number 3, Home. Did this go viral on TikTok? Like, seriously, I just don't understand why.
At number 2, Dog Gone. Honestly, it's super cute. Just like Home is, but still, why isn't top 10?
And number 1, you guessed it, Lucifer. I mean, would you think anything less of Morningstar?
And you know what time it is. We're in the beginning of June, which means most of the streaming services just dropped big batches of older movies and TV shows. They do this every single first of the month, so here's a handful of titles to watch and reminisce. We've got Abduction, Bad Teacher, Fools Rush In, Downton Abbey, $1 Million Baby, The Big Lebowski, The Terminal, and so many more.
Newly added is Carnival, a comedy about an influencer taking a break to find the true meaning of life, with the help from a few friends and Kim Convenience, Season 5. Alice Adania, Locked Up, and Dancing Queens, a young girl who wants to be a dancer, gets her break at a drag show.
Coming to Netflix, as always, are a buttload of Netflix originals. On June 4th is Season 1 of Sweet Tooth, Netflix's adaptation of the DC comic from Jim Mickle and Beth Schwartz, about a half boy and half deer heading out on an epic adventure.
On June 5th, Kitty Love and Homage to Cats, literally a documentary of cats.
On June 9th, be sure to catch Awake, a sci-fi thriller set in a world where electronics are wiped out and humans lose the ability to sleep, along with Fresh, Fried, and Crispy.
On June 10th will be La Cambians, stand-up comedy series dropping new episodes weekly. And Tres, an animated series from the Philippines based on mythical creatures from a region hiding amongst humans.
On June 11th, y'all are gonna have to do some heavy binging because Lupin is back with a part 2. And same day, you can find Skater Girl, a coming-of-age sports drama, and last but not least, Wish Dragon, which is Netflix's second major acquisition from Sony Pictures Animation in 2021. And it follows a young boy who gets visited by a wish-granting dragon. Cute!
On Hulu, trending right now is MODOK, the newly added claymation comedy which you should make your own judgment on. Plan B, a new wave comedy all about Plan B. Zach and Miri make a porno, and still trailing along on the trending train, Cruel Summer.
On Hulu right now is also Changing the Game, the documentary premiere. It is a must-see. Hulu just bought this award-winning documentary following the lives of 3 transgender high school athletes.
After you watch that, since Hulu released a whole bunch of new titles at the first of the month, here's a handful that may tickle your fancy. Housebroken, series premiere, Blair Witch Project, Get Smart, Jennifer's Body, Dark Knight, Little Women, Richie Rich, Slumdog Millionaire, Weekend at Bernie's, and so many more.
Coming to Hulu on June 7th is Celebrity Family Feud Season 7 premiere, The Chase Season 2 premiere, and To Tell the Truth Season 7 premiere. And then, for all of you Bachelor and Bachelorette stans, catch the Season 17 premiere on June 8th. Then, June 11th is the second season of Hulu original spin-off of Love, Simon, Love, Victor. Be sure to binge it all!
On Disney Plus, we got Big Shot, The Mighty Ducks, and High School Musical, the series, are still giving Disney some traction as they are releasing those weekly eps.
But if you were thinking of getting rid of your Disney Plus membership, stop right there, because Raya and the Last Dragon just released! So if you held out this long, good job. Let's all watch that baby for free now, aka how much we already pay for the streaming service as it is.
Coming to Disney on June 9th, you will not want to miss out Disney's hottest new show, Loki. And while there's still weekly episodes for all of your favorite Disney shows, be on the lookout for Luca, coming on June 18th. We will all be crying happy tears.
Now trending on HBO Max, Mayor of Easttown is all the rave. Also trending and coming in hot is The Treatment, Season 4, Hacks, Legendary, and Those Who Wish Me Dead, trailing along but still going strong. Oslo original film just premiered on May 29th too, so you honestly just let us know how that's going. It's too soon to tell right now, but truly, I'm just still watching that damn Michael Che. It's pretty good, y'all.
And since HBO just released a whole bunch of titles on their first month, here's a handful that may tickle your fancy. The Aviator, The Conjuring 2, Drill Bit Taylor, The Green Mile, Rat Race, Shazam, Miss Congeniality, and my personal fave,
every single Pink Panther, and every single Harry Potter film.
Yeah, I can't say that.
So I guess it's my personal fave. Coming to HBO on June 4th is Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. And go and binge The Hacks and Legendary in time for their season finales on June 10th. And on June 11th, you can be sure to catch Betty, the season 2 premiere, and In the Heights! Yay!
And Apple TV has finally joined the party as worthy streaming service purchase. Oops, we said it.
Ooh.
Trending right now is Trying, second season of Mythic Quest, For All Mankind, and Mosquito Coast.
And out right now is Lisey's Story. It's an 8-episode miniseries adaptation of Stephen King's novel, and Stephen King himself will write every single episode. What?
Then on June 11th, be on the lookout for Home Before Dark Season 2 premiere. And finally, Physical comes out on June 18th. Starring Rose Byrne, this dramedy will be trending. And so much more is coming out late June and early July. Tune in to our next episode to find out what. But like we said, Apple TV is on the rise. They have so much good original content coming so soon.
So soon, and that is including Schmigadoon, which I'm so excited for, but we'll talk about later. On Paramount Plus, trending is still SpongeBob SquarePants, which makes sense. Then there's Paw Patrol, the newly animated Rugrats, Camp Coral, and of course, Why Women Kill.
We know why. Be on the lookout, because in June, Paramount Plus is adding 1,000 movies and 1 original per month. June 3rd, be sure to catch out Why Women Kill Season 2 and Infinite, a sci-fi thriller starring Mark Wahlberg, coming June 10th. And like we said, 1,000 more movies to choose from.
Trending still on Amazon Prime is The Underground Railroad, Panic, an Amazon original series, the new Borat season, Pink's All I Know So Far documentary, and of course, Solos is finally here. 7-part anthology tugging at our heartstrings.
Since Prime released a whole bunch of titles on the first of the month, here's a handful that may tickle your fancy again. Chicken Run, Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, Step Brothers, Stomp the Yard, The House Bunny, Fight Club, and Rent.
But as always, be on the lookout for the hottest new shows, including, but not limited to, Amazon original series Dom, a Brazilian crime drama about a father and a son on opposite sides of a violent drug war, and Season 2 of Amazon Originals The Family Man. Both action. And if you're not into that, it's all good. Keep listening for something else. June 11th, we've got Season 2 of Flack, and another Amazon original series premiere coming June 18th, Chivas, El Rebaño Sagrado. Now that you're up to date with what's trending, let's get into our second pick of the week, A Quiet Place Part 2.
That's it!
Now that you're up to date with what's trending, let's get into our second horror pick of the week, A Quiet Place Part 2.
All right, so we're talking about A Quiet Place Part 2. It runs 97 minutes long.
You can watch it on Paramount Plus in mid-July, sometime around July 12th, and that's because most movies are out 45 days after on streaming services.
And the director of this is none other than John Krasinski.
Hey, baby! And it's starring Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Cillian Murphy, Millicent Simmons, and Noah Jupe.
And the budget for this was $61 million.
And the description reads, following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors of the outside world as they continue their fight for survival in silence. Forced to venture into the unknown, they quickly realize that the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats that lurk beyond the sand path.
That was great.
Wow. Who read that? That was amazing.
I don't know. I think it was her ghost.
So fun fact, Kristina and I watched this together in theaters. Always fun to watch movies together. We also watched The Grudge together. It was amazing, incredible. But before I ask Kristina what she can describe the movie in her own words as, are Emily Blunt and John Krasinski married?
Oh my God, you didn't know that? Yes, they're married.
Okay, I didn't know if it was her.
Yeah, they're married in real life because he was like asking Emily Blunt, like, you know, who do I get to read for this character? And then she like read it and she was like, I want to do this.
Oh my God, fun.
Yeah, she was like, I want to do this. I don't want you to have anybody else do this, because she really enjoyed the script of A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I have goosebumps thinking about the movie. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I just got them.
Let's get into it. Kristina, describe the movie in your own words to someone who's never going to watch it or never has seen it.
So, before we say that, this is a spoiler alert.
Oh my God, yeah.
Alert, alert, like the circle.
Alert, alert. It is.
Spoiler
yeah.
alert.
We'll try
So
and be as vague as we can, but
yeah,
you have to go and watch it in the theaters for, unfortunately, for right now. But it's worth it, especially if you like the first one. But if you're never going to watch it, listen on.
for sure. And if you don't like scary movies. But starting off, we basically get thrown back into, we see John Krasinski driving up in his pickup truck, and you're like, oh my God, why is he back? I thought he died, you know? And then he goes into this grocery store, and then you start to see like little things on the news as he's like getting some oranges, and he's like going to his son's baseball game. And so he goes to his baseball game, and we see like all these different people in the community, and we see like how friendly everyone is. You get to see this like different side of A Quiet Place, because like there's all these people, friendships that have been formed, and there's noise. So we get to see that baseball game happening, and then out of nowhere, we see like this like ball of fire coming through the sky, and like everyone's panicking. So they're like trying to drive away. And then out of nowhere, like the family gets separated, and like the girl and John Krasinski's together, and they're driving down the road. And out of nowhere, there's like this huge monster that comes by and like attacks something with sound. So they're like trying to get away. Meanwhile, the mother and the kids are getting away, and you see like everybody just like scrambling to find safety. And then some other things happen with that, but we see that flashback for a while, and then it flashes back forward, back in time, back to like present day, and it takes it off right where we left off from A Quiet Place. And they're like leaving the house right after they just saw their father die, right after,
Sad.
you know, the flutter. I know, it was so sad. The flooding of the basement. We realized, you know, yes, there's the baby, there's the two kids, they're still alive. They're trying to gather their things so that they can leave. So they're walking down this like railroad track on the sand, and they're like trying to find a place to go. And previously, the girl had found like a map and like lit a fire to see that, oh, there's one person left alive with those different like fire top things, if you remember from the previous movie. So they're going over to find that person. And then along the way, they like go through this fence, you know, and they're like, there's like this open kind of like area.
Yeah.
But then they like make a noise because there's like this booby trap, and they hit the booby trap, and they're like, oh my God, we have to run for our lives. So they're running for their lives like through this field. And then out of nowhere, we think that it's about to be a jump scare. And the little boy gets his foot trapped in a bear trap, and he
Ugh.
just starts screaming. So then they're like trying to get him out of the bear trap. They keep running, and then they use like the sound effect with the microphone and the amp.
Yes. Yeah. Her cochlear implant plus the microphone.
Yeah. They use that to like make this huge sound to get the monster alien to stop. And Emily Blunt's about to shoot, but then somebody else shoots it instead. And then they realize that's the old friend, the old neighbor. Like he was there to save them. But throughout this whole time, he's been living his whole life with like loss and everything. So we get to find out, you know, his backstory and like what happened. And then the little girl's like, I need to go save people. So she leaves in the middle of the night. And then Emily Blunt's like, you have to go save her. You have to go save her to the guy. And so he's like, no, I want you guys out. But he finally is convinced to go find her. So he leaves. And then meanwhile, it keeps going back and forth to these different times with the two different people, or four different people, but they're grouped together. And so there's a lot that happens with that. So I'm not going to try to give too many spoilers away with that, but they all make some pretty dumb decisions. And then finally the little girl, well, not little girl, the girl,
yeah,
with the guy, like they make it to their destination, and they finally get to do the help that they need, or they finally do the thing that they're supposed to do to help everyone else. And they did something stupid too along the way that now it might be a huge consequence for possibly a season 3. Or not season 3, movie 3, part 3. And meanwhile, the mom and the younger boy and the baby are trapped in this place, hoping that they're gonna live and be reunited with the daughter and the other guy, the friend.
Yeah. Which
I did miss a lot in there, but I did that on purpose a little bit.
You got everything you needed to. Which, I mean, like, honestly, the thing about this movie, hot take, is, and I was talking about it after with some of our friends, because obviously it's a movie to watch. Number one, I definitely suggest watching the movie, especially if you liked Quiet Place Part 1. But A Quiet Place Part 2 gives a lot of jump scares, like way too many jump scares in my opinion. action. It got me every single time. But there really is no strong plot per se. The first film was so intense and so good because it was something new and it was something that you could watch and like get really into. But I think the first film ended where it could have ended, and it could have ended as a series in general. Like there didn't have to be a part two. I don't think. They did the part two, which I like. I'm not saying that I didn't like it, because I do like it, and I like how it literally continued right where they left off, as if nothing happened, or as if it wasn't two separate movies. I do thoroughly enjoy them being like, okay, now we're right back where we ended the last one. You're gonna continue watching what happens right seconds after their dad dies. So I did like that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was needed. What do you think?
I don't think it was needed, but I did appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because I was looking forward to watching this movie. It was something nice to look forward to, and I don't think it disappointed me.
No.
Because I typically don't get jump scary a lot, but I jumped throughout that entire movie
so much.
and I was so stressed out.
Yes. Okay.
You remember like looking down at each other?
Yeah.
And like our friends on either sides of us are just like, oh my God. Like I think Michael was like hiding in his hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evan and Isaac were just like so stressed out. And me and you were like watching the movie.
They had their hands, they were like biting their fingers, both hands on their face, like, you know, when you're like looking but like peering through your fingers. Both, like several people were like that. I do agree with you though, when you like being stressed. I was like, I need to talk about this on the podcast while we were watching it, because I was so stressed out through that film. I just remember every single part that happened, especially with all the jump scares added. You just didn't know whether to be stressed or scared. And normally I don't like films like that get me like super anxious, but I think it worked with this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And, you know, like starting from like the beginning, I really, really loved how they brought it back and like gave us that before that we didn't get.
I love flashbacks. Yeah, 100%.
You know, we got to see that unity of like a family. We got to see the community and like how everybody like interacted with each other. And it was like so pleasant. And then you see the people who they are now.
Yes.
That transition of like, who have I become because of the environment that I'm in?
Yeah. This is also something that I was talking about with our friends, but I want to know what your opinion is. The guy, so they did the flashback. I like flashbacks always in any movie. I love to see the previous part. Unless they keep going back and forth, then it's confusing. But it was perfect one flashback just to show what happens, and then it's a continuation. They made sure to show that guy, John Krasinski's friend. They made sure for the daughter to show him a word in sign language, and like obviously you knew that was gonna pop back up later in the film. And they made sure to just show that this guy, he had a couple lines, and you knew that he was gonna come back because he was the only like established character from the flashback. Do you think, and this is a hot take because I was talking about this earlier, do you think that he was necessary in the plot?
I don't think the second movie was necessary, but I enjoyed it. And I think I did enjoy him being in it.
Okay, me too.
Because that means that there's other people alive. And I feel like it is sort of important at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like they're not the only ones out there. And it gives them a little bit of hope that there's this one person here. There might be more.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just my opinion. And then like them getting to this other person who is alive, who has different resources and who has traveled differently with all these like alien like monsters like around. That's how they were able to get that signal and figure out, I have to go to the water.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel for that, the progression of that storyline, he was needed.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I thought he had a good character. He had his own fleshed out character. He did his whole character arc, and I think they fleshed him out to the point where he was a solid character. So I did thoroughly enjoy him. Another thing I wanted to say, did you think that those people that they met on the dock, I thought they were cannibals. Did you think that they were cannibals, or did you think that they were just like guarding the boats so that people couldn't go? Or do you think they're just like bad people? And like, what did you think about those people that the daughter encountered?
Oh, they were definitely cannibals.
You thought so, right? Okay.
Absolutely. Because if you think about it, if you saw them, they were looking at them like they were a piece of meat.
Yes.
You know, and they probably became cannibals because how many days was it? 400 something days? They probably haven't been eating, you
Yeah.
know? They probably haven't been going to the grocery store
Yeah.
to like the Abbott family has been doing to go get food.
Yeah.
So the only way they can get food is if they come across other people that's not their own. They're not their people, so they don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
So they're probably just thinking like, "Oh, I don't owe them anything. We need to eat. Let's do this." And that's how it started, and then they eat somebody else and they eat somebody else.
That's crazy. I thought they
I
were
know.
cannibals too, but I was like, are they? Are they not?
Yeah, I definitely thought they were cannibals.
Yeah.
I don't think they were working with the alien creatures.
I know.
Because as soon as that happened, like they were running around. They were
Yeah.
not friends.
That is very true. That is very true.
And you know something I also realized?
Yeah.
Throughout this whole movie, because like everything's so quiet,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any of their damn names.
Yes, I don't either. 100%.
I was like, what are their names?
Because they don't say their names ever.
Yeah.
The daughter's Reagan.
Mm.
John Krasinski is Lee.
Yes.
Lee Abbott. And that's all I got. I don't even know the mom's name.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. And I was like, what is their names?
It's
don't
because
think I know.
it's very silent, which I mean, it makes sense. It's called the silent place. No, it's not. But funny enough, last episode we were talking about Western, and I was like, I hate how silent this film is. But this one, I love it. Give me all the silence.
Probably because of all the suspense.
Yeah.
You know, it was a different kind of suspenseful movie, and horror is something that you really like and you enjoy.
Yeah. That's
so
very true.
It's probably more forgiving as well.
Yeah.
But speaking of suspense, oh my gosh, I love it. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I really love it when movies do cross-cutting. So it's whenever, like, say I'm opening my suitcase, but then this preceding shot is like somebody else opening something else, and it starts off with their story, and it doesn't continue mine. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I didn't even know. When did they do that?
They did that throughout the entire movie.
Oh my God.
And
I'm
it
like,
started to really pick up in the middle of the movie towards the end, because it helps create this like sense of like tension.
Yeah.
And it makes you like on the edge of your seat, like on what's happening next, what's going to happen next. But I thought, okay, I guess we'll figure out what's happening with this person when we get back to them. So like whenever the kid left the baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that. And then like when it would cross cut over to the girl with the guy doing other things along their mission.
Reagan and Lee's friend.
Yes,
Lee's friend. Yeah. I think 100% the ending of the movie really picked up really fast and was incredible in the sense of like, oh my God, I don't know. I was like, I couldn't sit still. I was like, I don't know if you saw my feet, but I kept bringing them up, putting them down, bringing them up, putting them down, just because I was like, show me what's going to happen. Show me already. I need to see. And I really felt that.
Yeah, I did
But
too.
I thought it was really good.
It was so good. And it was also so infuriating at the same time, because these people were just doing the most stupid things.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, they're kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and like I think you said it the day of that we watched the movie. We forget that these kids now they look older, but they're still that same age.
Yeah.
Of when that first movie came out.
I'm gonna cry. I did cry at the end of the movie. So if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna cry. I think it was centered around the kids this time. Obviously, the first one was all about this brand new way of life for having to be quiet all the time, walking around being silent in this new life of theirs, the new normal. And then this film is without Lee, and it's the kids' time to shine. And I loved it.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps.
I loved it.
I felt that same way too, because like you see these kids from where they used to be, and then now as they're getting older and they're taking care of the people around them because they no longer have their father, so they have to step up to the plate, and they really show that at the end of the movie.
Ugh, so good.
You know, and it really is like some people just have to grow up really quickly, and they just had to grow up really quickly. And you see that on the screen.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no time for you to be a child right now. It's life or death.
It's so good.
It really is. So, like, if you're able to wait until, mid-July or like around the 12th, wait. You can watch it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
But if you can't wait like we did,
go watch it in theaters.
Yeah.
Theaters are still practicing like social distancing, so you won't be, obviously if you sit next to people, your seats are going to be assigned right next to each other, but there's going to be like 2 seats in between from the next person over. So
yeah, we did like a group outing with our friends, and so we felt really safe because we had basically almost an entire row.
Yeah. But it was good. So another thing when watching the film, I definitely want you to keep in mind that the trailer kind of paints a different picture from what it actually is. So even in the description where it reads, "There's more than the monsters that lurk beyond the sand path," and that's that the creatures are not the only threats. I feel like that description and the trailer made it seem like they were going to be in more danger than they were. So truly, the danger is still the creatures. Like, I feel like the film and the description, or excuse me, the trailer and description were super misleading in the way where you're going to go in and you're going to be like, oh, these people they're going to get like super haunted and like they're going to get in fights over land and like they're going to get, but none of that happened. And I think it was very misleading in that sense. I feel like it could have worked if Lee's friend, when he was when he had this bear trap set up and all these traps for creatures to kill whoever came near his property, if he actually was like working against them the entire time, then maybe. But the switch from him being like, you can't stay here, to then doing like bending over hand and foot to help these kids, like the switch happened way too fast and it was very misleading. So if you're going thinking that the creatures are not going to be the only one to, fight these people, you're wrong.
See, I took it differently.
Did you?
Yes. So I feel like the threats that lurk behind the sand path, that's the world they've been in for 400 something days, okay?
Yeah.
But now they're getting out to this other kind of world with other kinds of threats, which is not of themselves.
Yeah.
So you have to think about the environment around them, the people that are around them that they might interact with, who could make a noise that could potentially kill them. You have the environment.
Yeah.
You can't control what noise is going to make after the sand, okay? So you might make a noise in the new like leaves and like on the railroad whenever she's like trying to go through the fence. Those are things like you cannot help.
Yeah.
Then you have the people, these new people that are around them. So you have this new guy, Lee's friend, and then the people that they meet on the island. Okay. And the people that wanted to eat them at the boat dock. So those are all different types of threats. And you have threats from yourself because some of them made some stupid ass choices.
100%.
And they were so loud.
Yep.
That made them, that like, it could have killed them.
Yeah.
Could have cost their life.
Super doofus throughout 100%. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
And that's my personal opinion on it. And I felt like what's his face's switch was a little too quick, but at the same time they were like, we know you. Like, I'm not just some stranger. Like, you've been to my house. Like, we are friends. You are friends with my husband who is now dead, and it's now me, my baby, and my 2 kids, Like, I cannot survive without the help of you.
Yeah.
So I felt like he was like a little guilt tripped into it, and then he finally came around because like maybe that's some sort of redemption for himself. Like, maybe he can't save his family, but he does have a matter of choice to save somebody else's.
Yeah.
He has nothing else to live for.
Yeah, that is true. And obviously, it would have felt weird if it was taking too long.
Yeah.
But that's just me being a movie critic as my role.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get everything you're saying too. That all makes sense as well. So honestly, streamers, you're going to have to make your own decision. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think that the description was misleading? Did you think that it makes perfect sense? Let us know after you watch it.
Let us
or
know.
after July 12th. Based off of watching it in the theaters, like we so luckily got to do the day before it came out, what would you rate it? On the Kris scale, Kristina, what would you rate this film?
Everyone knows I have a really high Kris scale because I love movies. But I am going to give it a 9.
Oh, okay.
I don't like, I just thought it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best movie I've seen in a long time. It was just good. And I got to see it with my friends, so that was a factor. And I got to see it in a movie theater, which I have not. I can't remember the last movie I saw in a movie theater. So
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so it's a 9 for me.
That's a good score. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like, I don't know if I want to give it a 9, maybe like an 8.8. Like it wants to be a 9, but I think I have a lot of opinions, and for that reason, it's like an 8.8. But it was very good. I definitely suggest everyone go and watch it. Run to the theaters, or if you don't have that kind of, if you're scared, not vaccinated, watch it on Paramount Plus on July 12th. You're fully informed on everything we have to say about A Quiet Place Part 2. So let's get over to our Spotlight of the Week.
And for our Spotlight of the Week, we chose to highlight a really good friend of mine, Philip Fornah. He's an actor, stuntman, and all-around badass.
He's an Atlanta-based actor and has been in multiple TV shows and movies like The Walking Dead, Ozarks, Outsider, Delilah, and Body Cam.
And just personally, because Phil is my friend, I think he's just an amazing person to know in the Atlanta Gulf Coast area as a fellow actor, because he will be there for you. He will help you out. He knows what he's doing. He loves his craft, and you will love this man if you watch him in any show or movie that you see him in.
Hell yeah.
But he's also a terrific father to all of us fellow actors. He's like our little actor daddy.
Aww. Hashtag Phil Fornah, the actor daddy.
Yeah. But check him out, and you can find him on IMDb, of course, and, just hit him up if you're looking for a stud.
A mentor, an actor friend.
Yeah, he's your dude.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's so nice.
But we love him. Hire him.
You're doing great, Phil. You're doing really good. Kristina loves you. So after you finish stalking Phil Fornah, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and obviously rate your new favorite podcast up next.
And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and sometimes Facebook. And definitely be sure to check us out on all the other podcasts on the Press Play Podcast Network.
Bye.
Bye.